high and strong. First time! Yeah! First shot!
Let's go! Let's just go inside right now.
Yeah, we'll count that. Perfect! What a way to finish.
It went in!
It's gonna be so good! Dude!
Good evening, everyone. I'm Ed Clements, and I'm excited to be at the first tee of Greater Austin's 9 Core Values event. You know, in the good old days from 2018 to 2019, we'd be in a glorious ballroom enjoying a great lunch or dinner, but today it's a little different because we are going virtual today. In working through the logistics, the first tee of Greater Austin has put together a wonderful program today featuring some new things. Did you enjoy the music as we began the program? That was William Mangione, age 12 and a first tee of Greater Austin Birdie level participant. William's piece is not the only music you're going to hear tonight from some of the students, as the first tee does more than talk about golf. As they like to say at the first tee, it's more than a game. The second cool feature is while we're streaming this on Facebook, you can ask questions and have comments as we go along. So this is going to be great tonight. Now, let's go on with the event. Our first person I'd like to introduce is my friend, Mr. Phil Wilhite, the first tee of Greater Austin's chairman of the board. Phil, take it away.
Since 2008, the first tee of Greater Austin has recognized Austinites who reflect the first tee's 9 core values. Each year, the first tee asks a group of community and business leaders to come together to nominate, elect, and select the 9 core value honorees. While previous events were held in a large downtown hotel ballroom, we are, like most of you, adapting. This is our first virtual event, and it allows us to share this celebration with our honorees, guests, donors, volunteers, alumni, families, and so many more. COVID-19 has presented a significant financial challenge to nonprofits such as the First Tee. We are extremely proud of our staff, executive director, board of directors, volunteers, and supporters who have risen to the task of continuing to provide quality life skills programming to our youth. While the challenges have been numerous, the need for these kids to have a safe place to interact with their peers and learn has never been greater. Besides maintaining everyday operations, the First Tee is also in the early stages of a capital campaign to build a new facility, and that need has been greatly magnified by the pandemic as well. The First Tee has offered life skills programs for 21 years now, reaching about 1,700 youth per year from 82 zip codes in Central Texas, teaching life skills and keeping youth not only in school, but establishing foundational life skills are extremely important in today's uncertain and constantly changing environment. While the youth in the program may have a golf club in their hand while participating in the program, it's about much more than just golf. It's about having the courage to learn new skills, the honesty to play with the rules when no one's looking, the judgment to know the value of education, to exhibit good sportsmanship, the confidence to know you can become an outstanding person. We believe in these kids. These programs change their lives. As you learn more about the First Tee's values and mission this evening, please consider making a donation to help during these difficult times. Our donation page is located on our website. Thank you, welcome, and join me in this celebration.
Thank you, Mr. Wilhite. My name is Zeta White, and I'm a First Tee of Greater Austin alumni, having just graduated from Vista Ridge High School in Cedar Park, Texas. I am supposed to be in Savannah, Georgia at the moment, studying at the Savannah College of Art and Design, as well as playing on the women's golf team, but because of the pandemic, I'm here with you all today. I am still a student there as well as a part of the golf team, but because all classes are online and fall sports have been postponed, I've decided to stay home here in Austin. Like a lot of other college students, I am pretty bummed at the situation. Probably not as bummed as my little brother though. He's been drawing up plans on how to turn my bedroom into his own gaming studio. So, sorry Max, you're just gonna have to wait a little bit longer for that. But as I learned at the First Tee, I'm really only focusing on the things that I can control and still very excited for the amazing experiences that college is going to bring my way this year, even though it's just going to look a little bit different. I am very honored to be here with you all today, and although you may not believe this coming from a teenage girl, I do wish that we could be doing this in person versus online. The 2020 honorees are very, very special, as well as an amazing presenter. So before we get to the ceremony, I would like to share with you all a little video from the First Tee of Greater Austin. I hope you enjoy. Thank you so much.
The folks we're going to recognize today are truly inspiring and amazing. Good stuff. The First Tee of Greater Austin has been doing great work for years and years and years in our community, for 21 years to be exact. And this all could not happen with support from donors and our event sponsors. We'll especially recognize our Partners Program members, Austin Water, our responsibility partner, Dell Technologies, our integrity partner, and the WGC Dell Technologies Match Play Tournament, our leadership sponsor. And we want to recognize a member of our Friends of the First Tee gifting program, Brenda and Keith Feldman, Inchbug, Dean Lundquist, and all the great folks at Lone Star Paving, and Patty and Phil Wilhite. We also want to give a big virtual shout out to 9 Core Values sponsors. The folks we're going to recognize today are truly, truly inspiring. Our first award is the Robert W. Hughes Philanthropic Leadership Award, which recognizes individuals for their leadership in the philanthropic community. Our presenter this evening will be Mr. Jay Watson, the 2018 Leadership Honoree and a First Tee of Greater Austin co-founder.
To our Robert W. Hughes Leadership Honoree, Cookie Ruiz. Leadership is an ever-evolving responsibility that should be seen in action and not a position or title, and most importantly is in alignment with cause and mission. Ballet Austin has been in existence for 64 years, and Cookie has been involved with the organization for the past 24, originally hired as the development director. She's changed roles in 1999 and has been the organization's executive director ever since. The mission of Ballet Austin is to involve and strengthen our community through the creation and experience of dance and encourage health and well-being. Most people might not think of the ballet as a community partner committed to providing access through scholarships and subsidized programming, and may view the ballet as something in which only affluent people participate. Dealing with the ballet's stigma is where Cookie's leadership has truly been on display. Cookie believes that the dance floor is a level playing field and is constantly working towards diversity, equality, and inclusion, an effort that runs deep in the organization. Ballet Austin is one of 25 performing art organizations chosen to participate in the Wallace Foundation's Building Audiences for Sustainability initiative, a national 4-year project aimed at developing practical insights into how art organizations can successfully expand their audiences to include more diverse millennial members. Cookie's leadership has helped translate those findings into meaningful results, as Ballet Austin is now one of the top 15 largest classical ballet companies in the country. Ballet Austin's impact is beyond its amazing productions. Their adult dance and fitness classes reach over 13,000 people each year, and their community education initiatives have been in Title I schools for nearly 30 years, exposing thousands of area children in grades K to 12 to the performing arts each year, many for the first time. Ballet requires an insane amount of balance and technique, mastery over the years. Ballet Austin artists make a full-time commitment to their careers, also required of managing a nonprofit organization. Cookie's leadership has helped the organization transform its vision into a reality. She will be the first to say that it is not an individual effort, but the trust and confidence bestowed to her by the board of directors, the dancers, and the entire organization, which is second to none. Congratulations, Cookie.
As Phil mentioned earlier, the Life Skills curriculum is what sets the First Tee program apart from the other youth sports organizations. It's true the program uses a golf course as a classroom, but the curriculum is about teaching life skills. This positively impacts everyone and all the lives of our young people. 12 years ago, the First Tee of Greater Austin started honoring Austin citizens who embody the First Tee values. Values are core characteristics that best describe who we are. And today, we join together to honor Austinites who embody those characteristics. Presenting the Comments Award is Mr. Kenny Jastro, 2015 Confidence Honoree.
I'm honored to be introducing Rodney Ahart as the 2020 Confidence Honoree. Rodney was surprised and humbled that he was selected for the Confidence Award and actually felt that the real winners should have been his parents, Dorothy and Henry Ahart, because it was their support and confidence in him that helped guide him to where he is today. Rodney's father was a police officer and his mother a school teacher, and their passion for a career in serving their community carried over to their personal lives, whether it was the PTA, neighborhood associations, or various nonprofit organizations. The Ahart family was involved, parents and children. As a child, Rodney initially wanted to be a police officer like his dad, or maybe a school teacher like his mom. He was involved in student government, debate team, ran track, and participated in scouts, all of which gave him a foundation for his true passion of serving the community. His various experiences gave him the knowledge, but it was the confidence that others had in him that propelled Rodney to where he is today. Rodney's bio will tell you his time in the Texas legislature, the American Cancer Society, and various civic roles. But the people that Rodney has worked with will tell you about his passion and commitment to make things better, which was his dad's motto. And it is his confidence and leadership which set that expectation. Rodney has served as executive director for Keep Austin Beautiful for the last 10 years. It was his fondness and respect for the environment and his desire to create a greener Austin that included beauty equity for all parts of the community that attracted Rodney to the organization. Needless to say, we have all benefited from Rodney's commitment. Straddled by the growth of Austin, the demand for protecting our environment has never been higher, and having a confident leader and having confidence in that leader has never been more important. Thank you, Ahart, the 2020 9 Core Values Confidence Honoree.
Thank you, Kenny. Presenting the Courtesy Award is Mr. Shaka Smart, University of Texas head men's basketball coach.
I'm thrilled to introduce my wife, Maya Payne-Smart, as the 2020 Courtesy Honoree. Courtesy is a critical value that's often overlooked, but not by Maya. She exudes graciousness and takes pride in showing kindness and consideration to others. She called the Courtesy Award a lovely honor and appreciates the First Tee of Greater Austin for recognizing quiet thoughtfulness as a trait and practice to aspire toward. She feels honored to join the community of past recipients of this award. Maya is an only child, and she credits her parents for instilling her values. Her father, James Payne, believed in treating everyone with respect and exemplified it every day. Courtly and welcoming, he approached his work as a lawyer, community leader, and father with a warm smile and laughter. His spirit lives on in Maya's tireless commitment to doing the right things the right way. Maya's mother, Margaret, is a big fan of reading and writing and taught Maya at an early age the importance of writing thank you notes, one of the simplest forms of courtesy. She set the tone for the steady stream of cards of condolence, congratulation, and consideration that stream out of our house, a practice we take pride in passing on to our wonderful 8-year-old Zora. More than surface politeness, Maya's parents modeled courtesy as a deeply rooted belief in respect and concern for the humanity of other people. They named their only child after Maya Angelou, hoping their Maya would embody her namesake's rare poise and dignity. Maya Angelou said, "If you find it in your heart to care for somebody else, you will have succeeded." Our Maya is succeeding. As a child, Maya loved to read, write, play the flute, and volunteer. She had a babysitter who looked just like her and attended Harvard University. So Maya figured she could do it too. Exactly 10 years later, Maya enrolled at Harvard and earned a bachelor's degree with honors in social studies. I met her just as she embarked upon her graduate education at Medill School of Journalism at Northwestern University, where she holds a master's degree in writing and reporting. As a writer and literacy advocate, Maya has always been focused on making a difference for children and families. She believes that increasing families' access to books and reading instruction expands children's possibilities and builds a more just, connected society. Her book, Reading for Our Lives: Why Early Literacy Matters and How to Achieve It, is forthcoming from Avery Penguin Random House. Congratulations, Maya, on being selected as the 2020 9 Core Values Courtesy Honoree.
Thank you, Coach. Presenting the Honesty Award is Mr. Tom Kite, the 2018 Honesty Award honoree.
I am delighted to introduce Judy Maggio as the 2020 Honesty Honoree. For those of you who are living in Austin when Michael Dell was working out of his dorm room, you will recognize both Judy's name and face as the former news anchor for KVUE and later KI. Judy Maggio was a household name for 3 decades as a trusted source for news in and around the state capitol. Judy is the first to give credit to those who helped her along the way. She was active in speech, the drill, and debate teams, along with theater and singing in high school. And it was there that a teacher recommended that Judy explore a career in broadcasting. While at UT, Judy was hired by the late Carol Nealon, a former Texas State Capitol reporter, who was looking for students to help her cover the events at the Capitol. Judy was interested in politics and remembers just being in awe walking up the steps of the Capitol. Carol is a legend in the industry who was committed to teamwork, investing in individuals, and taking chances, characteristics and values that had a tremendous impact on a young Judy. Carol was the perfect mentor for Judy and taught her it was okay to ask tough but relevant questions and to be honest. Joe Jenkins, former president and GM of KVUE, and another media legend, gave Judy her first on-air job and taught her the importance of being part of the community and to remain neutral and unbiased. To Judy, being honest is not about lying. It's about speaking and living the truth. It is essential for a successful life, especially one that involves reporting on the important events of the country and our community. Judy is grateful for the Honesty Award, especially for someone who has made journalism their career. It is a journalist's goal to be recognized for their honesty. As Judy describes, receiving an award for your work is one thing. Receiving an honor for your values is in a totally different league. Sounds like Judy's high school teacher was right. Broadcast journalism is a perfect fit. Congratulations, Judy Maggio, the 2020 9 Core Values Honesty Honoree.
Thank you, Tom. 1992 U.S. Open champion, World Golf Hall of Fame member. Thank you. Presenting the Integrity Award is Miss Liz Matthews, Senior Vice President of Global Brand Dell Technologies and our Integrity sponsor.
have the honor of presenting this year's 2020 Integrity Honoree to Dr. Linda Webb. Linda is the principal at Garza High School, where integrity is part of the school's code of honor. The code is painted on the school wall, and you can't miss it when you walk down the hall. It reads in big, bold letters, "Act with personal honor and integrity at all times." And while that message on the wall serves as a reminder to students, the real lesson comes from the actions of teachers, fellow classmates, and the school administration, especially Principal Webb. Gonzalo Garza High School is an independent high school for students who have at least 10 hours of high school credit and are looking for an alternative education. Garza High School has truly changed the high school experience, creating a remarkable environment for children and educators in our community. Kids work at their own pace and can graduate anytime. The school is ranked in the top 5 of alternative high schools in the country, and 95% of the students go on to secondary education. And the school also has a very high retention rate for its teachers. Linda understands that a principal must be consistent, and most importantly, a principal must care about a student's individual needs while being open-minded to each student's path to success. And Linda lives that in her role every day, with her integrity shining through in every action. She knows what it takes to overcome adversity while helping to empower those around her. Her mother was born without hands or legs, and her father was in the military. And while there were many times her mother was left alone to raise Linda and her siblings, her mother continued to push forward, earning a teaching certificate and teaching school while raising her children. And perhaps most importantly, she taught her children to respect the differences in others and that living with integrity was a choice. And Dr. Linda Webb continues to stand by that choice every day. At Dell Technologies, our mission is to drive human progress, and it is inspiring and amazing to see such an individual in our community live and drive that mission home every day. Congratulations, Linda, on your 2020 Integrity Honor.
Thank you, Liz. Presenting the Judgment Award is Mr. Ashton Cumberbatch, 2019 Judgment Honoree.
Our 2020 9 Core Values Judgment Honoree, Olga Compass, learned her good judgment through her personal experiences. Olga and her family, her mom, her dad, and 3 siblings grew up in a working poor neighborhood in Houston's inner city. Olga saw evidences of questionable choices all around her. High school dropouts, unwanted teen pregnancies, drug usage, the list goes on. But despite the environment, Olga lovingly insists that she had great teachers, supportive parents, and inspiring faith leaders in her life. Olga admits that she was not a perfect child and made some bad choices of her own, but she credits her best friend growing up and the school counselor for helping her keep on the right path. Her best friend got pregnant in high school and dropped out, but she urged Olga to, and I quote, "not end up like me." The counselor who saw potential in Olga sat her down one day after Olga had gotten in trouble. And the counselor convinced her that she was only 1 inch into her life, and it was time for her to start making better choices. The thought looking at her life as a long-term journey was just what Olga needed to begin a lifestyle of making wise decisions. Olga got a job at Foley's department store, where in addition to working at the store, she also modeled and became a member of the prestigious Foley's Teen Board. She appeared in Popular 17 magazine as a model, but most importantly, she learned about community service while serving on the board. Fast forward, Olga graduated from the University of Texas and had a celebrated career in broadcast journalism. In addition to marriage and having a set of twin girls of her own, Olga and her husband became the guardians of her 5-year-old nephew, who was removed from his home. It was through this process that Olga learned about the importance of kinship adoptions and inspired her to get involved with the foster care community and at-risk youth. It was through serving on boards and volunteering at various agencies that Olga learned that not everyone can adopt, but everyone can make the choice something to help. It is that common sense, that good judgment approach that continues to guide Olga on her journey today. Congratulations, Olga Campos, 2020 Judgment Honoree.
Thank you, Ashton. Presenting the Perseverance Award is the Honorable Judge Julie Kusurik, the 2019 Perseverance Honoree.
Congratulations to Alice Yi, the 2020 Perseverance Honoree. Alice grew up in China and was a very proficient table tennis player by the age of 12, so much that she was chosen to participate in a government program. Being an athlete in China can not only change the trajectory of an athlete's life, but it also can change the trajectory of the families as well. Alice was taken from her family as a 14-year-old girl to a state-run training facility where she trained for 8 to 10 hours a day. It was very tough on Alice at 14, especially being away from her family. But she knew even then that perseverance was the price to pay for success. Unfortunately, Alice was growing up during the Chinese Cultural Revolution, a socio-political, often violent effort by the government to preserve communism. Alice's family was identified as not being communist enough. So Alice was kicked out of the table tennis program, and her parents were sent to re-education camps. Her mom was sent for 2 years, and her dad was sent for 1 year. Because of this label, Alice was not allowed to go to college in China and had 0 opportunities for a career in her own country. Her parents knew that they had to do something to help Alice and her sister. Her father was a scholar and a school superintendent in China and had learned English along the way. The only college that they had information about in the United States was Mary Hardin Baylor in Belton, Texas. The information had been passed along by relatives. Alice's father started writing letters to the university for his daughters because he knew if they stayed in China, their opportunities would be very limited or non-existent. Alice's sister, an artist, chose to stay. But Alice decided to go when she learned that the university would provide a full scholarship. So she flew to Dallas, then to Temple, arriving with $57 to her name. While in school, she worked in the dining hall and was a teacher's assistant to earn money and to increase her English vocabulary. The student body, including the president, were very welcoming to Alice, where she successfully completed college in 4 years. With the encouragement of her father and his love for the freedom of the United States, she became a United States citizen. Alice now spends her time working tirelessly for the Asian community, and it has been her perseverance and enthusiasm in spite of all of the obstacles and impossibilities that led her where she is today. Congratulations, Alice Yi, the 2020 Perseverance Honoree.
Thank you, Your Honor. Presenting the Respect Award is Mr. Chris Del Conte, the University of Texas Vice President and Athletics Director.
Good afternoon, everybody. Chris Del Conte here at University of Texas. I am honored to be with you all, recognizing Chris Polonsky, also known as CP. What an unbelievable person CP is. But first, I love the fact that she's being recognized by First Tee. When you think about First Tee, this great organization that takes young people and teaches them life skills through the game of golf. That happens so often in sport as well, right? We get into athletics not only for the competition, but the camaraderie, leadership, how to fight through all kinds of adversity. And it's the coaches. Coaches are really the wind beneath the wings of these young people, because they see life and they see things in kids that kids don't see in themselves. And then when they go through that journey, they look back and go, wow, look what we accomplished together. And when I think of CP, I think of her growing up in Pittsburgh, house full of girls, her daddy just getting out of the house going, oh my gosh, I just left 5 people there and they're all on top of each other, competing, trying to figure out life. And here's a guy that raised 5, and his mother raised 5 beautiful women. And they are incredible. And there's CP, who's a pioneer in college athletics, went to sport when they just had the Title IX movement started, got into playing sport. When we look back and say everyone played sport, she came through a time when they did not. Graduated from Kent State, got an opportunity to go to Iowa State as SID, came to the University of Texas, then went to the Big East and came back. Our athletic program today, the greatness of the University of Texas falls solely on her shoulders. And those before her, Donna Lopiano, and Coach Conrad built an athletic program that when I got hired at the University of Texas, it's like that old movie from When Harry Met Sally. I'll have what she's having. Whatever CP brings to the table, we just emulate and copy. And she does 3 things first. She puts staff, coaches, and student athletes in that order before all else. If it's not good for student athletes, it's not good for her. And when you think about our athletic program, the success that we've had, and the opportunity that she, as a legend, a warrior, fighting for the opportunity for young women to participate in college athletics or any sport, you look no farther than CP. You look no farther than CP. And when you look at our success today, the respect the University of Texas has nationally, you just look to her and you realize that her DNA, her ethos is involved in our entire athletic program, but specifically our women's program for a moment became great because of her. And we have emulated everything that we've done because of her. So I am truly honored today that you all are recognizing her for her efforts outside of athletics, meaning outside of University of Texas, at the community of Austin. First Tee has said, there's someone that we want to model ourselves after. There's someone that we know long time before we're no longer here, we'll look back and realize the accomplishments and the impact CP has had on our community. So CP, congratulations. This is long overdue. You're truly one of the greatest individuals I know. I love you very much. Appreciate you. Hook 'em.
Thank you so much, Chris. Presenting the Responsibility Award is Mr. Mickey Klein, the 2015 Responsibility Honoree.
Jay Haley, the Responsibility Honoree, is living his 2.0. Or as he explains it, he is climbing his second mountain, a phrase from the book Second Mountain by Dan Brook. The book inspired Jay to take on new responsibilities that are very different from those associated with his law practice for over 50 years. Jay worked beyond traditional retirement age because he had yet discovered his second mountain. It was through the Association of American Residents Overseas that he and a group of other members created Equidad, Spanish for equity. The mission of Equidad is to serve as a catalyst for holistic, equitable, sustainable, and transformative neighborhood revitalization, and to disrupt the cycle of generational poverty in Austin's Eastern Crescent. This is a big responsibility. But Jay's quest for a second mountain should come as no surprise. Jay, who grew up in Beaumont and Dallas, credits his parents for establishing his values. His youth baseball and football coaches were also influential in his development. His dad was in the restaurant business, but Jay's interest was in history and government. Jay wanted to become a lawyer, because he saw law as a pathway to make a difference in the world. As Jay sees it, we all have an obligation and a responsibility to invest in our community. And that responsibility doesn't fall on the shoulders of any one person or an entity. Many people are uncomfortable with responsibility, content in their retirement, satisfied with their accomplishments, and not interested in taking on more. But that's not Jay Haley. Jay has redefined responsibility, and as a community, we're all benefiting. Congratulations, Jay Haley, the 2020 Responsibility Honoree.
Thank you, Mickey. Presenting the Sportsmanship Award is Coach Jody Conrad, 2019 Sportsmanship Honoree.
Congratulations to Barbara Johnson, our 2020 Sportsmanship Honoree. Barbara recently retired as the Executive Director of AARO. The Austin Area Research Organization is a business-oriented, nonpartisan think tank consisting of a variety of business and civic leaders from all parts of Central Texas. Membership intentionally draws diverse viewpoints to the table. AARO focuses on long-term challenges and solutions to enhance the economic and social well-being of all Central Texans. The role of the executive director has often been compared to that of a coach. Those qualities involve being a motivator, an organizer, a peacemaker, being goal-oriented, a great communicator, open-minded, a collaborator, a recruiter, and a strategic thinker. The executive director is also expected to display good sportsmanship even when something or many somethings do not come together as planned. True sportsmanship is always taking the high road, and that is exactly what Barbara has represented. Barbara does not consider herself the greatest athlete, but she is a huge sports fan and loves competition. She prefers team sports over individual sports, having played soccer and field hockey, but that is only because team sports tend to be more social, and Barbara thoroughly enjoyed the laughter, the camaraderie, and the spirited screaming she shared with her teammates. Barbara's first experience with team sports was when her family sent her to an overnight camp. The goal of the camp was to develop life skills, including sportsmanship. Attending the camp was a family legacy, and each camper was assigned a team, either a green or gold, and because her mother and older sisters were on the green team, so was Barbara. Everything at the camp was a competition, and because everything was a competition, Barbara had to learn to win and not win graciously. Lessons Barbara claimed that she learned and used throughout her career came from that camp experience. In addition to her experience in sports, Barbara's older sister taught her persistence and tenacity. She recalls riding bikes with her sister, and there was a big hill by their house, and the goal was to conquer the hill and never get off the bike. To this day, Barbara enjoys riding her bike along with hiking and never getting off the trail until the goal is met. She is still new to retirement, but this far it's been a success. Barbara understands the best part of any game is simply having the opportunity to play, and true victory is having done your best. Congratulations, Barbara, 2020 Sportsmanship Honoree.
Thank you, Coach. Wow, what a group of individuals. I hope you were as inspired as I was as you listened to the presenters and learning more about the First Tee of Greater Austin. And I hope you especially enjoyed the league's Butterbelt Biscuits as much as I did. Please hang on for one more presenter.
Good evening. My name is Jim Denholm. I'm on the board of directors for the First Tee and am the co-chair for this event along with Kip Amstutz and Lee Randall. Thank you for taking the time to watch our presentation and congratulations to this year's honorees. The 9 core values are essential to our curriculum as the game of golf. The kids in our program learn so much more than how to putt or drive a golf ball. Our primary goal is to give students a strong foundation to make good decisions. As a result, we have the privilege of watching them grow into amazing young men and women. Sports are an important part of growing up, and many activities have been postponed or canceled. Golf is an outdoor activity with social distancing built into the sport. It is inclusive and allows both kids and parents an opportunity to get outside and play, taking a much-needed break from the monotony of staying at home. This year has been difficult on many people in our community. We cannot provide the services that we do without your help. $500 keeps a kid on course for an entire year. Please consider making a donation of any size. Donations can be made through our Facebook page or on our website. If you cannot donate, please consider volunteering. Golf experience is not required, and you will get as much out of the experience as our students do. You can sign up or volunteer on our website as well. We hope to have the 9 core values luncheon back at the Hyatt Regency on Monday, April 5th, 2021. Please mark that date on your calendar as we celebrate a new group of honorees. Once again, thank you to our honorees, presenters, and our sponsors for making this event possible. We hope you and your families stay safe and healthy. And from all of us at the First Tee, thank you.